starts with Condition for task notifications. Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving into a Power Automate session focused on creating a task notification flow for a SharePoint list. Our goal is to notify users only when certain conditions are met, specifically if the task's title starts with urgent and if its status isn't set to completed. This ensures that only active, high-priority tasks trigger notifications. Let's get started by understanding our SharePoint list setup and the fields involved. Title, the name of the task, which we'll use to determine urgency. Assigned to, the person responsible for the task. Our flow will send notifications to the email in this field. Due date. This isn't part of today's flow but is useful to track deadlines. Status, the status of the task, with choices like not started, in progress, or completed. We'll filter out tasks marked as completed to keep notifications focused on open tasks. To begin, go to the Power Automate dashboard and click Create on the left panel to start a new flow. Since we want the flow to run automatically when a new task is created, choose Automated Cloud Flow. Let's name our flow something descriptive, like Urgent Task Notification, so it's easy to identify later. Choosing the trigger. Next, in the Choose Your Flow's Trigger panel, search for and select when an item is created. This trigger allows our flow to activate each time a new item is added to the project tasks list. Click Create to set up this flow. Configuring the trigger. Once the flow opens, we'll configure it to target our SharePoint project tasks list. In the site address drop-down, select the site where your list is located. Then, in List Name, choose Project Tasks. This will make our flow listen for new entries on this list. With our trigger ready, let's proceed to set up conditions to control when notifications are sent. Adding the Starts With condition for Task Title Now, we'll add a condition to check if the title of a task starts with Urgent. Click plus New Step, type Condition in the search box, and select Condition. In the first box of the condition, select Title from the dynamic content. Then for the operator, choose Starts With. In the third field, type Urgent. Power Automate will look for task titles that begin with Urgent to identify high-priority tasks. Let's add a note here by clicking the three dots on this condition. Selecting Add a Note and writing Checks if the task title starts with Urgent for high-priority notifications. Adding a condition to exclude completed tasks. Our next step is to add another condition to check if the task's status is not completed. We only want to send notifications for tasks that are either not started or in progress. In the Yes branch, indicating the title starts with Urgent, click Add an Action, then add a new condition. In the first box, select Status from Dynamic Content. Set the operator to is not equal to, and in the third box, type Completed. Add another note here, explaining that this condition checks if the task status is not completed. If true, the flow proceeds to send an email. Adding a null check for Assign to Email. To prevent errors, we'll add a null check for the Assign to Email field. This ensures that if the field is empty, our flow will stop before trying to send an email to a non-existent address. In the Yes branch of the Status is not completed condition, click Add an Action and add a condition. In this condition, select Assign to Email from the dynamic content. Set the operator to is not equal to, and type null in the expression field. This check will confirm that there's an email address present before proceeding. Add a note here saying, "This condition checks if there's an email in the assigned to field before sending a notification." Configuring the email notification. Now, with all our conditions in place, we're ready to set up the notification email. Inside the Yes branch of the null check condition, click plus, add an action, and search for Send an Email v2. In the To field, select Assigned to Email from Dynamic Content, so the email is sent directly to the task assignee. For the subject, let's add something like New Urgent Task Assigned. Title, with title from Dynamic Content. In the body, include task details. A new urgent task titled Title has been created with the status Status. Please review and take action as needed. Here, we're using the title and status dynamic content to customize the message. Click Save to store your flow, and now it's time to test it. Test scenarios in detail. Here are a few test cases to ensure the flow is working as expected. Scenario 1. Urgent task with assigned user and active status action. Create a task in SharePoint titled Urgent Budget Review. Set status to In Progress and fill in the assigned to field. Expected result. Since the title starts with Urgent, the task is active, and an assignee is present, the flow should proceed and send an email notification. Check your email to verify the notification arrived. Scenario 2. Completed urgent task action. Add a new task with the title Urgent Final Report. Set status to completed and assign it to a user. Expected result. The flow should recognize the completed status and not send an email. In Power Automate's Run History, you should see that the flow stopped at the Status is not completed condition. Scenario 3. Non-urgent task with an assigned user action. Create a task with the title Routine Check and set status to Not Started with an assignee. Expected result. Since the title doesn't start with Urgent, the flow shouldn't trigger the email. Check the run history to confirm the flow ended after checking the title condition. Scenario 4. Urgent task with no assigned user action. Add a task titled Urgent, Safety Audit. Set Status to Not Started, but leave Assigned to Blank. Expected result. The flow will stop at the null check because there's no assignee email. The run history will show that it reached the Assigned to Email is not null check and stopped without sending an email. Wrap up. Congratulations! You've built a dynamic Power Automate flow that handles multiple conditions, sends notifications only for urgent and active tasks, and avoids errors from missing assignees. We've also added a null check, which is a best practice that can be applied to other flows to prevent errors from missing data. Remember, the flow's responsiveness might depend on your Power Automate plan, so keep that in mind when testing for timing and trigger frequency. Great job, everyone! Now you have a robust notification flow that's both effective and efficient. Thanks for following along, and happy automating!